Hi, my name is Atticus Olivet, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience at the Yale Summer Conservatory. I think one of my biggest takeaways during my time there was that every single time I would leave a class, my life would be changed in some way. And that sounds a bit crazy, but just in the sense that I would leave a class different than I walked in, which is kind of incredible. Not only when you kind of just think about it, but then just the way you look at things, the way you observe life, the way you see a fire hydrant on the side of the street. You not only say now, okay, that's a fire hydrant, you make up a story about it. Your lens is changed based on these new classes. At least that's how I experienced it. I mean, just people I know around me have told me how much of a leap I've made as an actor. It's a fundamental grounding in acting. I mean, they say at the beginning of the program they're going to teach you how to act, and at first you can be like, I already know how to act, but then you walk in there and it's a whole new realm, and it's based in Stanislavski and Meisner, and all these very sturdy acting approaches, and yet you come out with something that's totally you, which is really interesting. You sort of discover who you are in the context of this new craft that you've picked up. The professors are incredible. I mean, these are some of the most amazing teachers I've had ever. It's the same thing. I leave these classes and I'm fundamentally changed. And that's incredible when a teacher can do that for you, and have you understand more about who you are rather than just sort of forcing this ideology or teaching down your throat, which is what teachers can do. So I think some of the most formative lessons for me, not only as an actor but also as a human, have come from these teachers. And then my fellow students, you have some of the closest connections you'll ever have. You have these connections with other people that are purely human. And that can happen on stage or off, but it's real and it's there. What was my biggest challenge during the program? I think this program, it questions you in the sense that it pushes you to think who you are, and what your faults are, because you're not gonna be good all the time. In fact, most of the time you're not, especially when you're learning. I think you gotta accept that like, maybe you've been the best in your acting classes or whatever, in your shows or in your community, or maybe not. But either way, being faced with the fact that you have a lot to work on, no matter who you are. You have a lot to work on, and there's always something you can be working on yourself, is sort of a hard realization. And for me, it brought up things that I'm not good at, and that's hard to face, but yet you have to do it. You have to fix the things that you are bad at, and they come out in like the first 3 days. It's not like, oh, I discovered all these things that I need to work on. It's like, oh, here you go. Work on it. And I think that's hard. That's hard to hear, hard to face. But that was probably one of the biggest challenges. One word to describe my experience: growth. Yeah. I think one thing that all the future attendees should know is that this is for real. You're in class from basically 8 in the morning till 10 at night some nights, and 7 other days, and it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of work. It's not going to be easy. The only way you're going to get the most out of it is if you really throw your heart and soul into it, and just say yes, be open. And I would say that that's probably the biggest thing, kind of a forewarning, is that if you're not ready to really work, if you're not ready to really be there and be present and care about what you're doing, it's going to be hard. Very hard. Yeah. Thank you.